Bah, said the tissue, shifting in its glitchy bowl. The rock hopped into the tiles, and glowy blue dots spun into pinkness that can only be achieved by green. Stars glued across the jeans and were pecked at by leafy lizards. Orange pooled on the wall like drippy pencils from the sky. A foot picked up a book and ate it. Candy broke into tiny leaves and tripped the giant from its gaping walk. An eraser stomped on the giant, despite it being 40 gazillion meters shorter. Sawdust grew in the meatball tree and spewed people into the moon. A blanket choked a crater, and out popped a blue jay, tearing apart a gray hat. Starry grandchildren shrouded the curtain in heaven and murdered the pillow. Postcards soared from a building across the universe, breaking Mars into a million pieces. Hope bloomed and darkness blossomed, and they fought and hugged. Backstabber. Horses bounced on the jeep and broke the second floor of my teeth. Everyone licked the sky. Purple smacked the iPad out of orbit and pickled the strawberry. Scarf. Enemies stabbed each other with roses and pinkies and lullabies. The dead survived, the living did not. The screeching bloodbath slipped on its own kind and drowned in a sea of gooey slime. Bananas hiked up the ravine and stood at the lowest point of the heights, screaming at the weirdest of their lungs. Apples! Too many worlds collided and destroyed the planet's bluest stop. Bandanas poked aggressiveness with wooden slabs of stone. Baby chargers erased the orangeness of the mailman. Too much ice. Stormy, pleasant lavenders covered up the ground and blew up the sea. Water ate cheese. Too much toilet paper. Buses charged at grapevine hair. Fishies sighed and broke hearts.
Wow. Okay. I similarly have a whole page of notes to get through, so I think I'm going to have to be selective. Okay, let me just say quickly that one of the reasons why I love automatic writing is because occasionally you will stumble upon little aphorisms of just pure delight or wisdom. So there were several of those here in your poem or story. One of them was the dead survived, the living did not. Something about that feels true to me. There's a very Gertrude Steinian moment where you say a foot took a book and ate it. Very, very like Gertrude Stein playing with language. Do you know Gertrude Stein, Lina? If not, maybe you should check her out. So there's a ton of attention to words, the relationship between words, to sounds. The logic of the poem could be said to be kind of sonic or phonetic rather than rational. Lots of colors, I noticed. And another of the really great lines was a pinkness only achieved by green. Amazing. That's such a good line. And then the way that I would say the poem functions is it's almost like a mise en scene. So it's like what you presented us just with this giant, it's almost like you gave us a word painting where it's like this whole landscape. And it turns out it's really a landscape of the universe. Like we can look over here and see this going on, or we can look over there and see that going on. There's all these subjects and objects interacting and counteracting one another. It's almost like you're writing an apocalypse, kind of an apocalyptic myth, an eschatological myth, the destruction of the world, or maybe it's the reverse, and really what you're writing is a kind of creation myth, the universe coming into being. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of clashing. I notice in many of the images that you would have you would like present an image of motion, and then in the next image there would be like an image of stagnancy or kind of inertia, so that we have like a constant movement and then kind of the abrupt cessation of movement. So there's this kind of like pull and push feel throughout the entire poem, and I really enjoyed that movement a lot. That was really great, Lina. I'm glad that you read that for us. It was really fun. It's great.